Hello and welcome to the Twitcher Life podcast, the show that talks all about birds and bird watching. I am the president of Twitcher Life, Arnold. Today, I will be going to identify the differences between four pairs of birds. There have been two podcasts previously with comparison before, if you are interested to listen to those as well. This will be the third part. The first two birds that I wish to talk about are the anhinga and the cormorant. You typically see them in the same bodies of water and they both dive for fish, so it's simple to confuse them. First and foremost, and likely the simplest to identify when you see them in the water, is their neck and body. Anhingas are also called snake birds because as they swim, just their long, thin neck and head are visible above the water, closely resembling a snake. Their body is below the water. Cormorants sit higher at the water and more of their body is visible. The other key difference is their bill. Anhingas have a long, pointed, sharp bill, almost dagger-like, that they use to spear fish. Cormorants have a more hooked bill, which is better for grasping fish. Finally, watch how they dry themselves. Both birds will spread their wings to dry their feathers. Again, however, the anhinga has a longer fan-like tail and they will spread both of their wings and tail out wide. Cormorants will also spread their wings, but their tail is shorter and their stance is a bit more upright. My second pair of birds is the royal tern and the least tern. Both of them are beautiful seabirds along coastlines, but they are quite distinct if you know what to look for. The most noticeable difference is one of their size. Royal terns are larger, more gull-like, with a long, bright orange or reddish-orange bill. Least terns, true to their name, are small to the extent of being robin-sized, with a short yellowish bill that has a black tip. Another helpful identification clue is the pattern on their head. Royal terns have a full black cap to the back of the head in a breeding plumage and a shaggy crest. Least terns have a distinct white forehead patch above their bill, and the black cap starts behind the eye. In flight and foraging habits, royal terns fly higher and plunge dive for bigger fish. Least terns are more agile, flying lower and making quick, shallow plunges for small fish and invertebrates. Let's compare two of the most often confused birds, the common gallinate and the American coot. Both seem to be dark, duck-like birds with interesting head shields, yet the differences are clear. The most distinctive difference is their bill and frontal shield. The common gallinate has a very red bill with a yellow tip, and a notable red frontal shield that continues on his forehead. The American coot has a white bill and a clean white frontal shield. Their legs and feet also differ. The common gallinates have yellowish-green, long legs and very long toes, although not fully webbed, to allow them to walk on floating vegetation. American coots have greenish-yellow legs with partially lobed toes, somewhat scallop-like, which help them to paddle. Behaviorally, you will find the common gallinate more sedentary and secretive in dense growth, scrambling through vegetation and insects with care. American coots tend to be open water birds, often dabbling their heads as ducks do or walking along shore. For our final comparison today, let's consider the two large white birds that inhabit waterways, the trumpeter swan and the mute swan. These two swans may look very much alike at first sight due to their enormous size and all-white plumage, but it's their bills that will tell them apart. The trumpeter swan has an all-black bill, which continues to its face in a sleek manner. It has a straight-way juncture at the point where the bill meets the feathering. The mute swan has an orange-red bill with a prominent black knob at the base, just over its bill. Another good identification feature is also neck position and calls. Trumpeter swans will also hold their neck straight and upright. They are renowned for having loud, low trumpet-like calls, hence the name. Mute swans, however, will hold their necks in a lovely, graceful S curve and are much quieter, renowned for hisses instead of calls. Finally, the position of the tail while in the water can vary. Mute swans will often have the tail feathers raised or lean upwards in the water. Trumpeter swans will usually have their tails flattened on the water. Hope you listeners liked the topic today and will share with other bird lovers. So, with that, we have reached the end of the podcast. If you want to reach us out, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The channel name is Twitcher Life. Thank you so much for listening. Peace!